Hello, hello. Welcome to the first and ever episode of Dating Doggies and Dumb Fucks. My name is Mob Boss Anastasia. How you doing? And I have the lovely
Zeddicus, the dog prodigy king. Are we doing this, huh?
We're doing this.
All the way from Los Angeles. We're popping the cherry on this one. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Hey guys, we appreciate you tuning in. We realize there are hundreds and hundreds of podcasts out there. So the fact that you took the time to listen to this, it means a lot to us. You know, we promise that you're not going to get bored. We're going to cover a lot of thought-provoking topics from, do's and don'ts of dating. We currently date ourselves. We're both single. We're going to give you good real life examples, from crazy dates to crazy dog owners to, a lot of things that, a lot of people are brainwashed with dog training methods. And you'll be amazed how much of these things never really talk about. And to our knowledge, nobody so far covered all these two topics together, like dating and dogs. And who doesn't love dogs, right? Dating nightmares to, nightmare dates, you name it, we're gonna tackle it.
That's right.
And I actually train dogs for a living. I'm a pro. I've been doing it for 2 decades now. Thousands and thousands of dogs. So let's start. Did you know that 1 in 3 marriages don't work? Speaking of dating.
Wow, no, I didn't know that statistic. I didn't know it was that high.
It is really true. I'm not making it up. Would you jump off a plane if 3 parachutes don't open?
No.
That's the people walking down the aisle all the time. That's true.
You're comparing it to life and death. This is not life and death. This is something that you want to do. This is something you're embarking on a journey. This is not like, hey, my parachute's not going to open.
I know, but what I'm saying is you have to really date and get it out of your system. You know what I think, guys? I think you should really date at least 50 people before you settle down. Even women. Have the best sex of your life, date, get it out of your system, because then it's out of, if you want to settle down, you already know what you experience, and if you don't want to settle down, then you can be a fucking hoe.
Oh, I don't know about that. That's a lot. You're putting, as a woman, do you really want to put that many miles on yourself?
Okay, 30, if not 50, 30.
I don't know, man. I feel like that's a lot.
I mean, look, as a woman, you'll know, okay, the poor women, they're like, okay, well, I love this guy, and you marry the first guy and usually foreigners do this a lot. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. Foreigners always marry the first booty. Then oh, we're going to have kids. And then the guy, most likely, end up cheating on a poor woman. It's really not a good idea. It really isn't. Get it out of your system, fuck a lot, have fun. I mean, what if the first guy you get married is 4 inches long and he lasts 4 seconds? What then?
You don't marry him then.
No, they say it was meant to be. No, it was meant to be. Yeah, no. They say it was meant to be. It was destiny.
So here's a question. Let's say you are 20 years old, 21. Mm-hmm. You're an adult and you're dating and you want to get married. How long would you say it'll take to go through 50 different guys? Are you going to get married when you're 50? It takes a while.
I mean, for you women, it's really easier. It's so easier,
I know, but do we want that? Imagine if it's 1 a year. That's 50 years.
I know, but I'm telling you, for women, it's so easier. You can have a date every night.
Have a date. I can have 3 dates a night, but do I want to? Have you seen the men in Los Angeles?
I know. What I'm saying is you should get it out of your system, Big dick, small dick, crooked dick, black dick, white dick, yellow dick, get it out of your system, really. Man, I had a good run. Now I'm going to settle down with this fucking dick.
Yeah, and that guy's like, yay, woo!
Well, yeah.
I get to have this bitch after she's put tons of miles on herself.
Hey,
woo!
Not everyone needs to know that, I'm just telling you that it's not nice where a man is man whore or a stud or a pimp, mm-hmm. and poor woman is,
That's true too.
Yeah, labeled as a slut, we're both.
So, on that topic, mm-hmm. let's talk about a guy that's over 40, never married, no children. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, unless that motherfucker been locked up, I'm serious. Unless he done serious time, he's either a player, he's a lone wolf, he's a psycho. Nobody wanted him.
Or all three.
All three, like usually women like to be taken, want to be wanted. So most women want a marriage. And if the guy never been married or never like lived with someone, I don't know. Like I get it, some guys can't have kids, right? They like, oh, my career, blah blah blah, I don't want to have kids.
That's what they say. Here's my take on this. And unfortunately,
they're good at pulling out, huh?
No, unfortunately, I've met too many men like this in my period of being single.
Right.
And what it is these men are out there partying. They don't even think about it. They're cute, they look great, they're making money, they're out there partying, 20s, 30s, 40s. At 50, they're like, oh shit, I'm not so cute anymore. Oh damn, I want to have kids.
Yeah,
right?
That's true. That's
and
one
so
of the
they're
reasons.
out there trying to find women that are in their 30s.
Yep. I
And a woman in her 30s usually does not want a man in the 50s.
Unless he's rich.
Of course. That's for the wrong reason. And I've told this to countless people. If you are 50 and you want a woman in her 30s, that woman is going to be with you for money. You're not that cute. You're not that special. Okay? Get it through your head. Men, if you're listening, I promise you're not that special. Okay? Just like young guys that hit up women in their 40s, they want only one thing. Okay? And we know that. We may or may not choose to entertain that young man, but these men that have never been married and don't have kids, to me, they're like, I don't know, what's a nice way of putting it? Or maybe I should just be honest. They're just, wasted men. They're just, leftovers. To me, they're leftovers. They think that it's a big plus, right? Like some guys put it on their profile. Never married, no kids. They wear it like a badge of honor.
They say, I'm a fun guy.
Yeah. What's your longest relationship, buddy? Oh, 3 months. I'm a fun guy.
By the way, that's a good question. The good question I've noticed is, one good question is, how long was your last relationship? How long was it? How long ago? How long ago was it? How long did it last? And what did it teach you? And that's something not everyone asks. That's way more important than your zodiac and what's the weather like.
I agree. But the problem is...
And a good one is, how do you argue? How do you argue?
Do you think they're going to tell you that?
It's a good one, yeah. How do you argue?
How do you
argue? Are you
argue?
going to yell at me? Are you going to throw shoe at me?
Like, I wouldn't tell you. No, you'll know when I'm arguing.
Come on, Anastasia. How do you argue?
How do I argue? I don't even get to that point.
No, you argue. I've heard you argue.
Well, I have to really like you a lot to argue with you, okay?
Yeah.
So let's circle back to the 40-year-old, never married, no kids. Now, the point I'm trying to make is that things happen in life, right? But I see these guys all the time. They're out there partying, going to Mexico every weekend. They don't get it.
Yeah.
Remember, there's a special thing that happens to men between age 40 and 50.
They can't get it up no more?
Nope. They go on a decline. Now, some of you may get mad that I say this.
The acidification gets them?
I call it the acidification process, where you get a cute guy at 40, by 50, he looks like ass, okay? It happens. I'm not saying it doesn't happen to women, but it happens to men. And the sad thing is, they don't realize it. Especially a cute guy. You're not going to be that cute after you're 50, so you better have a great personality or money, because you want to lure in those 30-year-olds.
But we look distinguished. We look like a silver fox.
Some. Not everyone.
Yeah.
Not everyone. Show me a guy over 50 that has a neck, okay?
Yeah,
especially in certain parts of LA that I won't mention.
Yeah, it's just head and body. Yeah, head and body. Yeah, you're right.
I'm telling
they
you,
look like potatoes.
I have lowered my standards. What are you looking for in a man? I'm like, dude, just bring me someone with a neck. A what? A neck, okay? I want a guy that has a neck. Am I asking for too much? Oh, and maybe if he's over 5 feet tall, that would be nice.
Look, I mean, height, you can't help it. If someone's short, I always tell people, if you're not tall, like I'm tall. I'm 5'11". Some people think I'm taller. But for some reason, if you put 5'11" on a dating site, then that means you're 5'8".
Oh, if you're lucky. If you're lucky.
I don't know why that is, but If you don't have the height, you have to have good attitude, smell good, look good, feel good. Like your breath should not be dragon breath. I met a guy, the other night you were with me,
Yeah.
charming and all that, and once you start talking, it's like, oh my God, like at least brush your teeth, scrape that tongue, some mint. It was just like his breath was killing me.
It's not just the breath. And I know this is going to sound fucked up, but dude, if you're a man and you're like 5 feet tall, you got to be extra nice, okay? Extra nice.
But
I'm sorry. LA is the land of leprechauns. Let me tell you something, okay?
Yeah, I don't know why that is. You're right.
I'm not perfect, okay? I'm far from perfect. I am 5'2", okay? I look taller. I have a large personality. I stand up straight, but I'm 5'2". Let's not lie here, okay?
You do come across taller.
I
though.
do.
You're right.
I know. I have a
that's
large
true.
personality, so it is
Yeah.
what it is. But fact of the matter is, I am 5'2", and I meet guys that are my height.
Right.
And this one guy that I went out with, I go, "How tall are you?" He goes, 5'6". And I'm looking at him eye to eye.
Right.
He was probably 5'1" or 5'2", and he goes, "No,
Shorter
no."
than you.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I'm 5'6". I'm like, okay.
That's the black belt guy?
Yeah. Yeah, we have to have nicknames. I'm not going to mention anyone's name. I just, oh, you mean the recent one?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that dude was 5 feet tall. No, this was a different one. This was before him.
Because, short guy, poor guy, I guess they're always blamed like, oh, they won't protect you. And I think that's why you mentioned black belt.
Yeah, but
that's
still,
funny. Like I have 2 black belts, and I rarely mention that.
you don't need to, but when you're 5 feet tall,
I guess, yeah.
and these are things like, I get it, people can't help it,
Right.
but short men just are weird. You've mentioned this before.
And women too. I mean, I don't know why that is. I'm not gonna make fun of someone's height and disability. That's not cool. But in general, yeah, they're more angrier. They need to like prove something. They're more intense. I don't know. I don't know why that is. But I don't know. I've noticed that.
Basically, my thing is this: you need to fess up on certain things. So for women, don't put old photos. If you're fat, own it. I'm telling you, own it. Just like me.
Yeah, they don't.
You have to admit, I put on some weight recently.
Right.
I know I still look good, but there's room for improvement. Let's put it that way.
Right.
There's room for improvement. I still update my dating site with my latest photos where you can clearly see that this bitch is curvy out here, okay?
And there's no filter. Yeah, I admire
filter.
that about you. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't put filters.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not putting filters because why? What's the point?
Well, notice mine. It says that no video call, and nobody's like hitting me. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, and I heard this today from my friend. He said he can't get a date. Not a bad looking guy. He said he lives here and in Florida.
Right.
He says when he's in Florida, it's fine. He can't get a date here because these women don't want to video chat before the date.
Exactly.
What does that tell you?
Yeah, that they don't look like their pictures. They're very insecure. And here's the thing, guys. So I'm old school. I'm traditional. I know that the guy has to pay, right? So even if you're a millionaire, the guy will pay. So think about it. In traffic, at least traffic, you go put up with the traffic, you meet with the woman, and they don't look nothing like the picture. You're still gonna pay for the coffee, dinner, lunch. It's not fair. It's not fair. We wasted our time. We wasted our money, whether that was $10 or $100. It's not fair. So just go on a video chat. It doesn't have to be right away. But honesty is really goes a long way.
And nobody wants to be honest. I feel like both men and women really overestimate themselves.
Yeah,
here.
like whenever it's just headshot, usually.
And I tell you that.
Yep.
If a woman is overweight, she's only going to have head photos, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, bringing it back to myself. I have a picture where you can see that I'm not skinny. And I tell that to guys because I don't want to show up on a date with this guy thinking that, oh my God, she's really skinny or this or that.
Right.
I want to represent myself the way I am without filters because I don't need that.
Right.
I have game, I have plenty of play. I don't need that, right?
Yeah.
I'm not perfect, but I don't have that problem, right? So why should I go on a date? Dude says and I'm talking 5'6". This is a joke. I
Yeah.
mean, come on. I don't want to get out there and meet a leprechaun.
Right, right.
You should admit that you're 5 feet tall.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Another thing I've noticed is lately women, and again, this is the power you guys have. They have what they call boy toys, and they're fucking these guys that are younger than them, like 20 years even younger. And then when I ask them, they're like, well, why not? It's okay till someone comes along. And, it's just like, wow, that's pretty good. I give them... What's your take on that? So
I don't think there's anything wrong with that if that's what you want to do. But you need to go into that knowing that there's nothing is going to come out of that.
So why we can't do that? If we get a few young ones, you judge us.
We don't. I want to see you. The one thing that you guys cannot do is get young women unless you're a sugar daddy.
I know. That's so true.
I can always get young guys.
That's
I don't
so
even
true.
have to try.
Yeah, that's really true. Yeah.
But for a guy in his late 40s, early 50s, unless you're giving sugar daddy vibes, you're not going to get a younger woman.
That's the sad part. No matter how good looking a guy is, no matter how funny he is, no matter how great he is in bed, if he's a broke motherfucker, adios.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's definitely true. Now, this is a sore topic for a lot of women.
Right.
But I'll tell you right now, and I have argued this with my friends.
Right.
We're in our late 40s, all successful. We own our own places. We have cars, money, good jobs. Why would I date a dude that makes $50,000 a year?
Well, I mean, you're right. You're right. The thing is, if the guy, in my opinion, is a good guy and has a job, at least he has a job. I know it's not a high-paying job. Who cares? But I understand, women, like almost every woman, like, no, it has to be 100,000 or more. I get it.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, if I'm a waitress, right? Mm-hmm. Or, like, a low-level esthetician or something that works for another company, not my own business,
right?
Then I wouldn't be picky. I wouldn't, I would be like, okay, whatever. And here in LA, I think some men are proud of themselves for making 50,000. I'm not ragging on. Okay, so I don't want to sound like one of those bitches. In Montana, that's great money. In LA, that's not shit. Okay.
No, you're right. Yeah, it depends where you live.
It isn't. I mean, you could technically live off of 50,000 if you don't have high standards. You could live off of that, but I want a man, and I am one of the few women that actually are looking for a connection and not a sugar daddy. And, I mean, hey, if the guy wants to spoil me, feel free, right? But I'm looking for a connection, someone that I can vibe with, right?
So that T-Rex guy, we're going to talk about some good dates. That T-Rex guy wasn't a nice guy? He wasn't... What would you not name him T-Rex? That's really not nice.
I drove up to my date. This was a couple of years ago. And this was one of the few times that I actually wanted to leave.
Well, remember his picture. Let's go back to that topic.
Of course. He's of a certain nationality that we're not going to talk about right now that like to put pictures that are 20 years old.
No, it's okay. I'll say it. A lot of Armenians do that. I've noticed. I've heard it from Armenian women. And a lot of Persians do it. Like they lie about their age.
Persians, I don't know
women,
what the pictures. Maybe women.
And men, you said.
Yeah, and no offense to anyone, because we'll talk about every stereotype. I myself am from the former Soviet Union, and my people are not perfect either. Very far from that. But I noticed that certain men put a photo of themselves that's 20 years old, and you think, why? Like, why? I look the same. No, you do not look the same, okay? You're out here talking to a good-looking guy, and then his fucking grandpa shows up on the date? No, okay?
And that's what happened with T-Rex.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I just could not believe it. He was, short, fat, no neck, short arms. I mean, I saw
That's why you call him T-Rex?
T-Rex, to me, has short arms.
And he had that cute gut?
Yeah, and the shirt wasn't covering the gut. It was really sexy.
That's okay, and he has a good appetite.
Like I say, in my relationships, only one of us can be short and chunky. And it's going to be me and not the guy.
But he really loved you, so tell me what he said. Remember, you didn't like him?
No, it was horrible. I was trying to be nice, and I said to him, I can't. You're just not my type. I like men that are tall, dark, and handsome. He goes, why do you need a tall guy? You're not tall yourself. I'm like, oh my God. Wow.
I love that. That's a great comeback.
I'm not allowed to have preference, right?
Sorry, guys. I have the Joker laugh, so sometimes it comes out. Yeah.
Yeah, his laugh will scare you. I mean, we like opposites attract, right?
Yeah.
I don't want a short and chubby person.
And white.
And white
Yeah.
skin like me. I like olive skin. That's my preference, right? You know, it is a very, very strong preference that I have. And so that's what I like.
But remember, he had a pitch, until...
Oh, yeah. Well, we can be together until you meet someone else. I'm like, no.
That's
no,
pretty good.
No. And this, he's a really nice guy. I eventually had to block him because he got on my damn nerves, kept coming back. But at the end of the day, I mean, there are going to be men like that are delusional, overestimate themselves. Why do you need a tall guy?
That's funny that we run into him at your birthday in the restaurant.
Yeah, and he
was checking you out even when you had a date.
I didn't even know who he was. I'm looking at him going, man, who's that short, ugly guy? Looks like someone that would try to hit me up.
Yeah.
And then when I went home, I'm like, oh my God.
You're like, that's T-Rex.
T-Rex.
That's T-Rex.
Why was
like,
T-Rex
what are you
there?
saying? What do you mean T-Rex?
Yeah.
I thought you had too much to drink.
No,
You're
T-Rex.
seeing dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Like, is this edible? Or?
I always give nicknames. So, yeah.
Okay, another good nickname is Shrek. Tell me about that one.
This was one of the worst dates that I have ever been on.
It sounds so funny, guys, that you think it's fake.
I'm going to tell you, when this is one of my dates, this is a true thing. And at some point, we're going to invite people to talk about their bad experiences. None of this is made up because you can't make this shit up.
No, you can't. Go ahead, tell me.
So I'm originally from the Bay Area,
right.
And I moved to LA in 2019. And before I moved here, I was coming to visit very often. And I had talked to this guy. We matched up on a dating site while I was here. And we talked a few times, and we had made plans to meet up.
And his picture?
He looked awesome in his photo.
See, there you go.
And he didn't talk to me much. I'm like, let's talk. He goes, we'll get to know each other.
You didn't talk to him like at all? It was all through text?
It was just, we talked on the phone a few times. I told him I'm coming to LA on this day.
And how was he on the phone?
He was fine.
Okay.
Yeah, he was fine.
No red flag, nothing?
No, he was totally fine.
All right.
I mean, he looked so good in that photo. I'm like, oh my God, he's so handsome. Wow,
All right.
And we made plans to meet up. I went to the Americana, to the Cheesecake Factory.
Right.
And I walk in, I don't see him.
Yeah.
And I'm like texting him, where are you? He goes, I'm sitting here at the table by the bar.
Uh-huh.
I walk by again. And I thought, where the hell is this guy?
Uh-huh.
All of a sudden, I turn around. I see this big, wide back in this blue shirt.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, that can't be him. This guy's eating.
Uh-huh.
He's eating already. And I came up to him, and I'm like, hey, is that you? And he goes, hey, nice to meet you, And I sit down.
He's already eating. He already
eating.
orders himself food.
He goes, do you, he didn't say, do you want something? He says, would you like some of my fries? I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Oh my
I'm
God.
like, really? The man looked like Shrek.
This is like one of those things that you think you're being like the Ashton Kutcher, like
punked,
yeah,
or whatever.
You're like, where's Ashton Kutcher? Is he gonna
I'm
pop
telling you, I was shocked.
Oh my God!
I was literally shocked. I'm like, what the hell?
Only fries, huh? Just one fry?
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm good.
That's a stingy fucker.
Thank you. I didn't even order anything. I just sat there with him. He didn't even ask me if I wanted something.
Yeah.
He just offered me fries from his plate.
So his back was white because he works out a lot?
No, because he was huge. He was 6'2", but it doesn't help when you're like 300 pounds or 400 pounds.
And he didn't look like his picture no more?
Nothing like his photo.
Oh my
At
God.
all. I mean, they must have positioned him in the right angle where the light hit him in a way that like made him look semi-human.
Wow.
I mean, it was just...
That's why you call him Shrek.
Yeah, he just needs to be green and he's Shrek.
American guy? What? Different nationality?
Yeah, he was American.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
See, we're not just picking on foreigners.
No, he was, yeah.
Yeah,
He
white
was,
dude.
Yeah, it was a white dude, and I was just like, oh my God. It was horrible, but it didn't end here.
Okay.
All right, so anyway, after I wanted to leave because I couldn't. I should have left. I'm too nice. But I sat with him And there was nothing to talk about, literally. And then he started telling me about his businesses, and I was listening. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, okay, well, I need to go. So I'm going to go get some coffee. He goes, I'll go with you.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, oh my God. Okay, fine. So I go in. He's standing there, doesn't even offer to buy me a cup of coffee, okay? I was just like, okay, whatever. Anyway, finally, I'm like, okay, it was nice to meet you.
So the whole time he ate his food, that's it? He didn't just offer you a fry?
Yeah. The guy that owns 5 businesses. Anyway, I was just like, oh my God, this is horrible. So I left.
Wow.
And I'm at the mall. I'm shopping. I don't remember what happened. I get a text from him.
Okay, the same day, huh?
Same day, like an hour later.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the golden ticket right here. I saved this text.
Okay.
This man said to me, he said, I think you're really nice and pretty, but you're just not relationship material.
Wow. And based on what he said that?
I don't know.
Okay.
And I asked him that. Like, I would really... This was in the beginning of when I was single.
Right.
I was still nice. And
you didn't tell him, like, you don't look nothing like your picture?
I didn't say it. I was in shock. And I asked him, I go, why am I not? He goes, no, you are. Just not for me. I like to go with my gut.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, but if you don't mind, I would love to get intimate with you.
No, that's not what he said. Come on, tell me.
Okay, fine.
Tell the
Fine.
the listeners.
He said, quote unquote, I'd love to fuck the shit out of you. And I just was like, I mean, like, I would not let this guy touch me, even if he bought me 5 Chanel purses.
Yeah, I like to fuck the shit out of you until you find...
No, he didn't even say until you find someone else. He just
God.
And I said...
you're not relationship material, just fuck material.
Yeah, basically, for this guy, right?
Wow.
And what does he have to offer besides being disgusting and ugly?
A fry.
Yeah, a fry.
Well, 1 or 2 French fries. What the fuck, man?
Horrible.
I don't know why you're so stingy.
And at the end of the day, like, I obviously blocked him. He found me on Facebook.
He still found you,
Yeah.
Very persistent.
See, I obviously I changed my hair color. I lost weight. I was different. He didn't know it was me. I showed him his text, but I have a special name for him on my phone. So I used to, in the beginning, I gave up for obvious reasons. I have asshole number 1, asshole number 2. When I got to 20, I realized, I'm losing count of assholes. This guy, I think, was asshole number 9. Yeah, asshole number 9.
But you also named him Shrek.
Yeah, Shrek, but he's saved under asshole number 9. I sent him his own text. He goes, I'm not asshole number 9. I'd never say that. Oh, yes, but you did. That was you. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. And he goes, you didn't look like your picture. I'm like, I didn't look like my picture?
Wow.
I said to him, I go, you know how there are some attractive men with charisma that you can't wait to get to know? You're kind of the opposite of that.
Yeah, 100% opposite.
And then I blocked him.
Wow.
And he still, to this day, likes me on dating sites. Men act like they don't know who you are. You know who you like. I just blocked him again on a dating site. He's like the gift that keeps on giving.
He wants to give you a piggyback ride. I think.
God. Please.
I'm serious, yeah.
Yeah, you can't make this shit up.
No, I believe it. We can wrap it up with this episode. We're gonna...
yeah, that's enough for you guys.
For first one, not bad, huh? What do you think?
Not
I think
bad.
So.
You got to know who we are a little bit, and we look forward to providing you with a lot more interesting stuff about dating, relationships, doggies, and dumb fucks.
Yeah,
just like
dumb
the ones
fucks,
we
fall
mentioned
under
today.
any category, right?
Yep.
We didn't discuss dog, but next one we will.
We
I
will.
promise. Thank you, guys. Thank
Have
you for
a good
listening.
one.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.